Hey, what's up, guys? It's Fulky here. I just want to give a shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin Vols Network on YouTube. Keep doing your thing, guys. Go Vols.
This is the Indie Kid. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Going to break down the Tennessee Vanderbilt basketball game for last night. Tennessee gets the win, 73-64, 7 in a row in conference. The stakes, the hill, the mountain gets much tougher in just a couple of days. But before we get into that, guys, make sure you hit like. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. Check out all the latest coming on Tuesday night. This will be our final watch party game. We've had the watch parties due to it being the 9 o'clock games. It's just really tough to do an hour-long post game that late at night on a weeknight. If it was a weekend, it'd be a different story, but should be the final watch party of the year. We enjoyed it last week. Hopefully we'll have good results this week as well with it. Just keep in mind, guys, we're not actually commentating the games. We're not actually trying to take the place of the ESPN commentators. We may be off topic during it. We're going to analyze it. We're going to have fun with it, bottom line. But the focus is definitely on the game itself. So we'll be with you Tuesday night. Probably try to go live around 8:45, set things up. Big game. As of right now, Kentucky ranked 5th, Tennessee 19th, depending on the poll you look at. I think Tennessee should move up a little bit after a good win at Mississippi State and then the win yesterday as well. But enough of the rambling. Let's get to it. 73-64. Excellent first half. Second half, not so much. Tennessee outscored Vandy 44-32 in the first half. Vandy outscored Tennessee 32-29 in second half. Definitely a tell two halves as Vandy went on a run and made it close toward the end. As just looking at Tennessee's numbers in the first half, they shot 43% from field goal, 36% from three-point range. Second half, they were 36.7% from field goal, 31.8% from the three-point line. I'm sorry, that was for the game. Excuse me. 30% field goals in the second half, 27% for three-point, and 67% free throw, 71% for the game. So those numbers, the way, if you'd have flipped the script and said, well, Vandy led at half 32-29, and then Tennessee would have closed strong like they did, I think we would have felt better about things. But, the bottom line, too, is it's a rivalry game. It's an in-state game. Wasn't crazy about officiating last night as well. But Vandy shot 20 free throws. Tennessee shot 31. So, it didn't necessarily go in against Tennessee, but I thought there were some fouls that were kind of questionable. And one thing that hurts Tennessee, and they cannot have this happen against Kentucky on Tuesday night. Vescovy and Chandler. Foul trouble again last night. This tends to be, especially I feel Chandler more than Vescovy, but they need those two guys out, especially if they're going to run that four-guard lineup, which we're seeing more of. They need these guys to stay out of foul trouble. No silly fouls, and I feel that happens too often. These guys need to be on the court against Kentucky. There's no doubt about it. But just breaking it down, Josiah Jordan-James was 2 out of 14 from field goal, 1 out of 7 from three-point, but 9 out of 10 free throws. That tells me he's making things happen. 35 minutes, 14 points, 10 rebounds. This guy, man, he's making this team go right now. I believe at this point in time, he is Tennessee's best player. The fact that he shoots 2 out of 14, still gets 14 points, he's still making things happen. Vescovy, 10 points in 26 minutes. Chandler, 6. Euros, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Huntley Hatfield got the start again last night, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Ziegler, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers, 1 block, 2 steals. Excellent game for him. Fulkerson had a decent game last night, 12 points, no turnovers, 6 rebounds. And then you had Meshack had 3, Powell, 2 points, Adu, 2, Victor Bailey, 1. Dauber and I were texting a little bit during the game, and noticed how Barnes tried to give some minutes to some of these younger guys. And, we've called for them to give them minutes, but here's the bottom line. If they won't shoot, if they're just making careless passes, if they're turning the ball over, or if they're just not making things happen, can't play them. And, I felt like with a couple times Huntley Hatfield got pulled on careless passes. Meshack just for not shooting. Real indecisive, it felt like a time or two. So I feel he's trying to give these young guys some run, but they're just not taking advantage of it. And I feel against Kentucky Tuesday night, barring they stay out of foul trouble, you're probably going to see a heavy dose of Ziegler, Chandler, Vescovy, Jordan James, and then whoever they go with the five, whether it's Fulkerson, whether it's the younger guys, Euros. I don't think a lineup with Fulkerson and Euros is going to be a good recipe for Tennessee against Kentucky. Not the way Kentucky likes to run, not the way they like to shoot. It's going to be a fast-paced game. They're going to need a fast-paced lineup in with them. I'm excited to see how this team reacts. 7 in a row in conference. They're hot right now. I mean, Kentucky's playing some of their best basketball of the season. Again, last night we can pick that apart how we want. But there was good, there was bad. Shooting wasn't great last night, but they're still getting the win. Defense is still pretty good. That's this team's calling card. That is this team. That's what is going to make this team roll. 4 guys in double figures once again. And especially when that doesn't include Chandler, that's a pretty good night. If he's having an off night and you still have 4 guys getting double figures, that's pretty good. But I'm interested to see down the line the way James is playing. And with Vescovy. Maybe a talking point for Tuesday night, but both these guys are juniors. I'm not saying they're going to the NBA after this season, but I would not be surprised to see those guys at least maybe declare and not hire an agent. See what kind of stock they get back and then go from there with it. Chandler, same thing. I'll be interested to see if Chandler declares if he hires an agent or not, because unless things have changed, with always seeing NIL and stuff, maybe I'm not up to date on it, but my understanding, you declare and hire an agent, you're a pro at that point. So, which of these guys could possibly declare? The way James is playing, he's been on draft boards before the season, and then he kind of played his way off them. The way he's playing, I could see him playing his way back onto one. Maybe he's a second-round pick. Who knows if he goes to a combine or something. He has been on draft boards every year since he's been at Tennessee at the beginning of the year. It's where he finishes the year at. So I'm really interested to see at the end of this season if those guys elect to try to take a look and see where their stock is. I think it is worth watching, because right now you're only losing Fulkerson. I think I'm kind of confused on Victor Bailey. He's a senior. I'm pretty sure, and I've not seen anybody verify it, that he can use a super senior season. So I think that one's worth watching as well. And then Chandler, I'm still going to be surprised if he comes back, but who knows? Maybe he gets draft feedback he doesn't like. It'll be interesting to see. I think when he declares, does he hire an agent and just go through the full process? But again, I think that's going to be a good talking point for Tuesday night. Dauber and I and not sure if, but hopefully Boogie will join us for a little bit as well. Hopefully we can have a good conversation about it in the chat. But this Tennessee team's playing good basketball. They keep rolling on right now. We said it back in January. It's not about how you're playing in January. It's how you're playing in March and April. Still a little ways to then. So is this how this team's going to play at the end of the season? Is this just a little mid-season streak they're on? How is this team going to react going forward? We'll see how Tuesday night goes. Big task, big test ahead for these Vols. How do they bounce back? But again, Tuesday night, 8:45, we'll be live with you then. baseball. Friday, Georgia Southern. Boogie and I will be live next Sunday after the game to recap the series. But baseball's right around the corner. Excited for that as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. My name is the Indy Kid. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. Enjoy your Sunday. Go Big Orange.